what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video here on the channel. We're back on the main channel during the TGC Anniversary series here in 2026, which means it's time for me to talk about earning another Platinum Trophy for this series. And the next game that I got was another Don't Nod title. This time, the debut game from Don't Nod's Montreal-based studio, Lost Records, Bloomin' Rage. Now, I don't know if this is where they first announced it, I don't remember, but the first time I saw the game, Lost Records, was back on the Game Awards 2024 broadcast. And immediately, I saw a game that gave me the vibes of Life is Strange, one of my favorite games ever, one of my favorite franchises ever. And then Don't Nod's name popped up, and I was in immediately. Absolutely, I was in. And then they had at some point they had the release date saying it was going to be early 2025, and then we know tape 2 of the game would be delayed a little bit because it was supposed to be February and March, and tape 2 was delayed till April, with tape 1 still coming out in February. And yeah, like I said, I was very excited. I was ready for it to come out, and I bought it right away. And I actually have a funny story there, because later in December 2024, they announced that they were doing a physical edition for the game, and I pre-ordered it immediately upon seeing that announcement, and I was so excited to get it physically and to play the game. And I knew that the physical edition would come much later, and it did. But what really confused me for a moment was when it was supposed to ship, it just never did. I never got any sort of update on it at all. It's like, okay, what's going on here? So eventually, after enough time had passed, I canceled the order, rebought it through a different website and a different supplier, and yeah, then I got it very quickly afterward, and everything was fine. So that was sick, but yeah, I waited so long to get that physical copy. It just never showed up. But that's besides the point. Tangent aside, I did also buy it digitally to support Don't Nod as much as I possibly could, and started playing the game immediately when it released. February 18th, 2025, tape 1 released. And from there, on the trophy side of things, I earned quite a few trophies that first day before picking it back up a little bit later on the 24th of February, and earned quite a few more, and got to right before the end of tape 1, put it down, and for some reason just didn't come back to it until more than a year later, and I still don't know why. Because I loved the game. I loved every second of playing it and experiencing it. But yeah, I just put it down and wouldn't come back to it until May of this year, 2026. You know? So that was a very weird one. But all those trophies that I earned some unmissable story trophies that you're going to get no matter what, plus some miscellaneous things here and there. I got Schrodinger's cat for giving your cat a name. I reminisced by looking at different things in the environment 10 different times to get once more with feeling. I watched my first memoir compilation, and I did a bunch of things, miscellaneous trophies, right after with the memoirs. And then yeah, I just kind of kept progressing until I came back to the game in May of 2026, where I finally finished up tape 1 and got that trophy. Then I went and got the miscellaneous trophy, Gordon, it's 10:10 a.m. Got Screening Room, I See You. Oh, by that point, I'd started tape 2, sorry. When I got Screening Room, I'd already started tape 2 by that point. And then, yeah, I just kind of kept going through, and eventually I would get completed tape 2, and then also went down the abyss, which is at the very end. Spoilers throughout the whole thing. I should have said that. Like, I don't think there's a way to talk about this game without spoiling it, to be honest. So, sorry, but yeah. Spoilers for everything in the game. I don't think there's a way to avoid it. But yeah, so I finished the game back in May, and then finally came back to clean up everything in July for the summer series. And the first thing I knew I had to do, if I was even going to have a chance at getting this platinum done, is to get all of the I knew I was going to have to record all of the subjects in collectible mode. No, sorry, record all the subjects for the memoirs. That's what I was trying to say, because that's the main collectible in the game. I knew I was going to do that because there's a lot of them, and that took a while, but I eventually got all of them taken care of today at the time of recording and uploading, July 30th. And once I finally got that done and earned complete box set, I just went to town on every other miscellaneous trophy that I missed during my playthrough. While getting it, by the way, I also earned Lights Out for turning off the power at the Blue Spruce Bar when you're in the past. And that's in like the final chapter of tape 1 when you're holding the concert. And then I went back to the chapter where the chapter of the day we met, and if you actually climb on top of the movie palace, there's a ladder on the right side of the building, so you can climb up top there, and someone's got a D20 that you can roll with a whole D&D character setup and everything up there. So you can roll their D20 a few times, and you'll end up getting a natural 20, nat 20, and getting the trophy critical role. And then I tried to get the trophy dub and dubber at the same time, and it didn't pop. So I got that after finishing the memoirs and getting all the collectible stuff done. And that's because in that same chapter, you can either imitate Dylan and Corey while you're recording, or Nora and Autumn while you're recording, or both if you want to. And the trophy, to get the trophy to pop, your camera has to be recording while you're doing the imitation. Because if you just imitate while it's not actually recording in that moment, the trophy won't pop. So yeah, just make sure that you you start recording again, and you'll get it. And then, when I flash back to the past, one time when you're sitting at the bar, you can eat a peanut there's a little basket of peanuts that you can eat if you want to. At first Swan will say, no, gross. But then the second time she'll just eat one anyway. And you get the trophy Patient Zero. And then also, once you can first get up from the bar, when she excuses herself to go to the restroom, if you actually go the opposite direction, you can zoom in with L2 and kind of peek into Autumn's stuff. It's not actually like interacting with it, going through her things, but if you just zoom in while looking at it, you'll get the trophy Chekhov's gun. And then in tape 1, when you first go to Nora's garage, over on the right side, there will be a little moo box, which is a reference to Don't Nod's game Tell Me Why, which I also love and think you should play. Absolutely. But yeah, so there's a little moo box that you can pick up and interact with, and while you're looking at it, if you rotate it, it'll eventually moo. And getting it moo, you get moo. Then in the section where you're recording your first music video, you'll run into a fence outside the Michelson Ranch where you'll see a bunch of padlocks on there. And there is a love lock, is what it's called, for Dylan and Corey. And if you can remember the date that they started dating and put that day and month into the lock, you can unlock it and earn Heartbreak. And then also another reference to another Don't Nod game, one that we just got the platinum for a few days ago, Jusant, there is, in the same chapter, a cairn, a little rock pile that you can walk up to, grab a rock, put it on top, and get the Jusant trophy. Then, at the very beginning of the game, there will be a phone number for, I believe, a therapist while you're sitting in Swan's car. So if you can remember that phone number and put it in on Swan's phone in one of the first moments of tape 2, when you're back in Swan's bedroom and she's not supposed to make any phone calls, if you put in that phone number, you'll get some very weird dialogue, and you'll get, "I'll see you again in 27 years." And then also in that same chapter, you will have to finally properly pack up your box and your things in Swan's room. And if you do that in 3 minutes, or in less than 3 minutes, you'll get unpacking. Which isn't too bad, but it did take me a few tries. And then probably one of the hardest ones to get that is actually, I would consider, pretty missable is Partners in Time in tape 2. And that's because it is based on your relationship with Autumn, go from all the way in the game to that point in tape 2. And if you have like the lowest level relationship with Autumn, you cannot get this trophy, and you have to replay the game up to a certain point to get a better relationship with her at the end of tape 1, and then kind of pick up from there in tape 2 to be able to get it. It's a whole thing. But I had a good enough relationship with her that I was able to just get this in collectible mode, and it worked out. And I still made a couple of wrong choices. There's some leeway there, but ultimately you just have to help her like through her like panic attack, her breakdown, and if you can actually calm her down, you'll get Partners in Time at the end of the scene, which you may be a bit worried because you'll get like a longer, extended, and different scene with those two at the cabin, at Fawn's Rest or Fawn's Curse, whatever you chose for the name. You get a longer scene there, but don't worry, it will. If you get that scene, I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed you'll get the trophy Partners in Time. So, yeah, if you get her to stay with you and calm her down fully, you'll get Partners in Time. It's not too bad. And then I finished up before getting the platinum with 90 Chic, which is changing outfits at every opportunity. There's 3 in tape 1, 3 in tape 2. The 3 in tape 1 are pretty easy to figure out. It's every time you're back in Swan's bedroom. So there's 3 instances of that. Change your clothes every time. You're good to go. Now there's 1 instance of being back in her bedroom at the start of tape 2, which also counts. And then there's 2 other times which you may not want. There's 2 other times which you may not be able to figure out. There's the first time, or the next one is when you're in the girl's cabin. Go up to, when you go back there by yourself, go up to some clothes that are sitting on a chair. You can change there. And then the final one is changing in Nora's garage in tape 2 during the Nora's Grief chapter. And that was the last one I got before getting the platinum, ultimately. And yeah, I know I didn't talk about every trophy here, but you'll be seeing the different clips and things of me earning the trophy throughout this video. I want this to be rather quick, but yeah, I love this game. I still don't, like I said, I still don't know why I put off finishing it for so long, for more than a year, when I loved what I played last year, but I'm glad I finished it. I'm glad I got the platinum. It's a great game. Definitely worth checking out. You should definitely get the game, support Don't Nod, and especially Don't Nod Montreal, and yeah, I think it's great. Absolutely. Had such a good time with it. I loved every second of it. Highly recommend it. And that's probably where I'm going to end this video. I don't have much to say. I just wanted to make a quick video talking about earning the platinum. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, share on social media, do all the good stuff. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.
you.